What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Trilly, and today we're going to be going over the 1984 draft that I made. We have 72 real players, and let me get into a little breakdown for y'all. So this Trilly's roster account, this one will be used for draft classes such as 1984, 94, 2004, 2014, and 2024. That being said, we've also updated almost everything you can imagine per player. We updated overalls based on their real season counterparts. We've updated ages, heights, weights, wingspans, up into we've done custom jump shots from 2004 and up. We have also done all their shoes they wear. So let's say, for example, Jordan comes into the league wearing Jordan 1s. 2K, in this sense, does not have him wearing Jordan 1s. They have him wearing 2K brand shoes base. So I have mine wearing Jordan 1s, which is what he wore in his first season. Before we get into the video, I just real quick would like to ask, if y'all have the chance to, please like and comment on the video. It helps me out a ton. And make sure to check if you're subscribed. Some of y'all watch my videos, you're not subscribed, and y'all watch a lot, and you know it's free. It helps me out. And at the end of the day, you don't have to if you don't want to, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. Now let's get into the video. 1984 draft, we got 72 real. That is 12 more from prior to what we had. So first off, in this draft class, of course, his airness himself, Michael Jordan. And just to show y'all, so we based it off of Basketball Reference. So position wise, their first position is what's listed as Basketball Reference, and then their second one is the second one following. Colleges, if they are from the college, they will have their college. They will have their correct birth date, their correct birth month. They will also have their correct age. So Jordan was 21 in Basketball Reference sheet. He was 21 during the 84 to 85 season. Therefore, Jordan will be starting his first season at the age of 21. Each player has their dominant hand, a jersey number that they've actually had, and each player has potential and a boom/bust percentage based on how they played in real life. Now, that also being said, a player could still end up not being as good as you would think. So, let's go ahead and go to the next players. We have Hakeem Olajuwon, one of my favorite centers of all time. We have Charles Barkley here. I never created this Charles Barkley, technically. I didn't create the player himself. I tried to tweak him a bit so that way he's better. John Stockton is here as well. And then we have Sam Bowie, Sam Perkins, Otis Thorpe. We have Kevin Willis. We have Jay Humphries. We have Michael Cage. We have Jerome Kersey, Vern Fleming, Alvin Robertson, Melvin Turpin, Ben Coleman, Joe Jokovic. And so this is where I'm also going to get into a little bit of a thing. So certain player names are in 2K sense determined, or I guess deemed inappropriate, or I guess 2K system just never had that name in their system before. So instead of just, clearing the word, they basically say no. So this guy's name is actually Joe Jokovic. And Joe Jokovic, which I can show y'all. Joe Jokovic here. I can't change his name to anything of what I would want. So as you can see here, Joe Jokovic, this is his full name. He was drafted in 1984 with the third round. Okay, he's University of Akron, drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's a point guard / shooting guard. He's 6'5", 180. Joe Jokovic. Okay, so Joe Jokovic is here, but the problem with it again is finding his name. So some of the names we were able to update, but some of them we have to keep as fakes. Anyways, we have Tim McCormick, we have Tony Campbell, Charles Jones, Terrence Stansberry, and I do want to point out that I started going into way more detail. Like, of course, up until 2003, each player still has their own custom shoe, and badge, or not badges, you know, colleges, heights, weights, all that's been touched. But as soon as 2004 rolls around, that's when I start giving people custom jump shots. That's when I start making sure badges are correct and not every rookie starting with either 0 badges or 7 plus gold badges. Anyways, we have Kent Bannister, we have Ronnie Williams, Jeff Turner, we have Kenny Fields, Earl Jones, Tom Sewell, Michael Young, Leon Wood, Devin Durant. We have Ron Anderson, Ozell Jones, Ben McDonald, Eddie L. Wilkins, Lancaster Gordon, Othell Wilson, Roosevelt Chapman, Rick Carlisle, Steve Coulter, Corey Blackwell. We have Anthony Tichy, Bob Thornton, Tim Dillon, Bernard Thompson, Gary Plummer, Stuart Gray, James Banks, Tony Costello, Vince Martinez, Paul Brosino, which I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be Paul Brozovic here. Let me just double check this. It is supposed to be Brozovic, and with that going, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so he's supposed to be Vince Martello. This was another name that I couldn't change. And then he's supposed to be Paul Brozovic, which is another name. For some reason, it wouldn't let me change. And now, just to go over this a little bit more and elaborate, I've seen other people manage to get a draft class with, per se, Vince Martello's name. So his name is supposed to be this. But 2K will view that as a language barrier, I guess, or something. So then you'll get stuck on the draft class loading. I'm going to change their name just for this, but just know that in the draft class, these players are real players. It's just their names aren't allowed on 2K, or at least I can't get their names to pass. Maybe I try to upgrade it at some point. Maybe, but until then, it's Vince Martinez is supposed to be Vince Martello, and Paul Brosino is supposed to be Brozovic. We have Carl Henry, Jim Peterson, Willie White, Danny Young. We have Steve Burt. We have Fred Reynolds. We have Ricky Ross, Kenton Edelin. We have McKinley Singleton, Joe Binion, Brian Martin, David Pope, Jim Grandholm, Ralph Jackson, Jay Murphy, Charlie Sitton, Tom Slubby, Jim Ranowski, Eric Turner, Butch Graves, Jeff Cross, Victor Fleming, Greg Wilcher, and that rounds up the 1984 draft. So like I said, we do have 74 real players. We were able to fix some names in this draft class, so such as Anthony Tichy. Before, his name was able to be Anthony Teasley, and we were able to get that changed. Sadly, we can't get the other 3 changed, at least not yet. Hopefully, maybe in 2K26 when I remake this same draft class. And yes, I will be remaking each draft class the exact same with the same amount of players. It's just for 2K26, I'm going to make sure I mess with every draft class's signature moves and so on. But 84, looking like a pretty good draft class, of course. Michael Jordan, Hakeem, Charles Barkley, Stockton, all Hall of Famers. 4 of them, 4 consecutive first-round picks. And then we do got some fun players in here. Players like Joe Djokovic and players like Roosevelt Chapman end up pretty good as well. So As always, if you like these kind of videos, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I know I asked this at the beginning of the video right before we hopped in, but your boy is on a mission. I'm trying to make YouTube a full-time thing. So all the love and appreciation I can get, I appreciate it. Any type of comment like y'all leave, it helps your boy out. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. It's been your boy Trilly, and I'm gonna see y'all. Peace out.